Okay, I sent the link.
Okay.
Now, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Ooh, why is it not showing us? Okay, it's not going correctly. Hold on a second.
You can see it in the PowerPoint mode.
Yeah,
Presentation.
and one thing I need to, I don't know why it's coming from PowerPoint mode. I want to do it from the, okay, now it's better, right?
Yeah.
It's full screen, right?
Yeah, full screen, single slide.
Okay. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Parabrahmane Namaha, Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. So finally we are here after 2 weeks of delay, 2 weeks of no classes. We are starting Bhagavad Gita lecture 48. I'm not going to go through some of them. I prepared and I changed the way we are presenting. We wanted to present this topic of Dharma Swadharma. You can see me, right? Hello?
Yes, Krishna. I
Okay.
see you on the slides.
Yeah, you can see that we started the class and discussion about Dharma, Swadharma, Varnasrama Dharma, and all those things. But when I looked at it, unless we understand the term Dharma property, we cannot understand all those things in details. Unfortunately, everybody, the moment somebody wants to talk about Varnashrama Dharma and things like that, they immediately jump up and say, oh my God, this is caste system. This should be abolished. This is wrong. There should be no caste. There should be no Varnas. All these classifications are useless. And they are, tricks played by the older people to have advantage for the Brahmins. That's all. So all you hear is hatred, discontentment, and things like that. Before we get into that mode, we have to understand fundamentally what Dharma is. So for that, we have to unlearn, we have to forget what we have learned about our understanding of Dharma. So Dharma is a confused term. That is why we need to bring some correct understanding. To bring a correct understanding, we cannot just go Google, go to Google or YouTube and say, just Google Dharma or Swadharma or Varna Dharma or something like that. You will have 40,000 videos, 60,000 hits, and you look at it and all sorts of people are pumping their knowledge into the internet. And what you're going to get is some dumb idiot's view of Dharma. Or if you're lucky, you're going to get somebody very educated, who has gone through a lot of training and he has thought about it or even understood by learning from others who are extremely great, and he might have put something on Dharma. So you will get confused. You can find all sorts of things on the internet. So my method of going this was different. What I thought was, whom I consider very, very highly educated and who also have some tattva jnana. That means they have done their tapas. They are tattva jnanis. So I wanted to try to understand this information by getting knowledge from those tattva jnanis indirectly. So that's my approach to understanding Dharma. And why is Dharma important? Because it's important for anything we do today. We have to follow some dharmas. Anything you want to go beyond the basic life, almost instinctive animal life, which focuses on Artha and Kama, that is making wealth, accruing more and more wealth, or taking care of our desires. to get mental satisfaction or physical satisfaction by just taking care of desires. So the Artha, Kama, people who are focused on this only will not understand Dharma very well. So Dharma is very, very deep subject. Let's go into it. Say we are somehow we end up in this universe. We're already here, so we can't get out of here. We're here today in this universe, communicating with each other. But once upon a time, we just entered this universe. What did we see? We wanted to play. Then after a few years, people said you need to go study, go to high school, go to school, or something like that, and learn. When you go and learn, what do you do? You go to a university or a library. You get information about. I just did a Google on what are the subjects dealt with in the books which are in the current universities and libraries. It's about animals, literature, social and cultural issues, art, nature, career, music, cooking, poetry, crime, fun, health, history, science. On religion, only few books. But this is what this is what our knowledge is, right? Our knowledge is contained in probably this page, actually. This is what we try to understand. Then after we get a job, okay, I want to go hiking, I want to do this, I want to do this. You get exposure to all this fun, frolic, and different kind of magazines and information. This is what human beings face. They are in this world, they have to go earn because they say, okay, without earning, I'm not able to survive. So we need basic survival for this human physiological needs. So the information we get is all these information. I did a Google on what is the most watched video on YouTube. Why am I saying this? I'm trying to say how our life is structured, what is important to us today, what is the state of current life we are leading. That's what I'm trying to assess. I looked at the left top 6 billion views on YouTube. A video made by Luis Fonsi, some kind of a Spanish guy. He made a music video, and that's watched 6 billion times, 6 billion views. Now, that's fun and entertainment, right? Let's go to a different subject. Religion in general, okay, which is the largest religion in a way in terms of number of people following it, Christianity. In Christianity, I looked, what's the most watched Christian lecture? It says, lecture from this guy called Ravi Zacharias, 4.2 million views. And then, okay, what about Hinduism kind of lectures? What's most watched? Somewhat like this is, I think this is what I found, Sarvapriyananda, IIT Kanpur. He had about 3.2 million views on his lecture on Who Am I? So if you look at entertainment and fun, you see 6 billion views. If you look at religion, just 4.2 million or 3 million or some views. If you see there's only 1%, people who watch religion in this world today, in reality, are only 1%. The focus on something religion, on moksha or salvation or whatever you want to call it, is about 1%. That is all the number of people who are just casually watching. They may be interested or not. They may be just browsing out of boredom, but still, that's only 1%. So what happened? This is the Dharma triangle. It's actually more like, it's not a Dharma triangle, it is actually a Purushartha triangle. Purushartha means the 4 ends of life, what people want generally. And they cannot escape from this Purusharthas. They have to get something. Every one of us will need some money, some satisfaction for our desires. And Dharma, we'll come to this Dharma as, what is this Dharma? Do we need Dharma? Why is this Dharma around here? And do we need moksha? That's what we're trying to understand in this video, in this lecture. But everybody seemed to focus on Artha and Kama. That's why you have 6 billion views on fun and frolic, or even anything similar to that. But on religion, we have less number of views. Nature of life. Why Purusharthas? Why do we need Purusharthas? Dharma, Artha, Kama, you cannot escape from it because you need food, water, shelter, and you have to enjoy. Otherwise, you won't think that life is worth it. You look at yourself and see what is the nature of life. You cannot run away from your body, right? Because you're inside it. Hence, you also cannot run far away from your friends or family. They're around you. You can't get rid of them, at least easily. So you're stuck in this body, you're stuck in the family. And imagine what is happening with your body. It's being maintained. It is a natural process which maintains everything in your body. And it also, you cannot postpone things. There's activity going on in your body, hunger, and also defense mechanism. Suppose there's a thorn stuck in your leg. You cannot say, oh, after a couple of months, I'm going to take out this nail from, stuck in my foot. No, you cannot do it. You have to immediately take care of it. So there is a natural defense mechanism. Why am I saying this? This natural order of process is a continuing process, it's not a one-time process. If we get stressed, we need some release, we need to have some exercises to maintain our body and come back and even get mental balance. So in general, we are no matter what, Artha and Kama, that is wealth and desires, are the only way to go, and that's where we get stuck. Here comes the change, the twist in this whole system. Why don't we just stick with wealth and desire only? Many people do, by the way. They don't even think of anything. That is why you see 99% of the people are looking for something else, not moksha, release, salvation, nothing like that, no dharma. Why do we want to care about dharma? Dharma means, do's and don'ts may be there. What is dharma? We need to figure that out anyway. To understand dharma, we have to understand nature more clearly. Don't just focus on nature around you and in your body, the medicine and other things like that. That's normal nature. We need to go deep in understanding what nature is. Where did we come from? Why is this? Why is there this order in this universe? Why is there that this earth is surviving for the last 4.5 billion years and is still going fine? We wake up in the morning, we sleep. All these things are going on. But this all came from Sat. This is what our Rishi says. But the science says, okay, we came from the Big Bang. After the Big Bang, the time started and everything started and the universe started and the galaxies formed, the earth and everything, the minerals, plants, amphibians, everything slowly, the life started happening after the Big Bang. What our Rishi says, that happened from Atman, which is the origin, because this Big Bang theory cannot explain much about consciousness or nature of our Jivatma. It only gives a model to understand the physical universe around you. Hence, we have to understand the Dharma first. We need to understand the cause of everything to know Dharma. The cause of everything is Sanmulaha, Satpratishtaha, Sadeva Somya Idamagra Asiti, Ekameva Advitiyam. That word, that entity called Sat, which is Brahman. That is the cause of everything. That cause became this. That is the material cause of everything, like how mud became the pot. That Brahman has himself expanded into this universe. And we need to understand the nature of this cause. If you want to understand the nature of everything around us, you need to understand the nature of the cause. And our rishis go further. This is where we drop the science a little bit and look at deeper insights. Rishis say for the only few people who want to look for something beyond the purpose of life, beyond just Artha and Kama. Why do we look beyond? Because there is a reason for it. We look for, suppose we have everything. That means, we have all the money we need and things like that. You still say, oh my God, I'm getting old. I don't want to be old. I want to be young and I want to be healthy all the time. So vijaraha, that means old age is not welcome. Vimrityuhu, that means we don't want death. We want to, that's why we spend a lot of money to make sure that we survive, even though, people go into emergency and things like that, but still they want to somehow revive and survive and come back. Vishokaha, even if they have health, mentally they may be upset. Vishokaha means they should be out of sorrow. That means they should destroy their sorrow. They should be happy all the time. And also this constant botheration for hunger and thirst, they don't want it. So if you want to be free, you want to be free fully. Satya-kamaha, Satya-sankalpaha, that's what our Rishi says, ya atma, apahata papma, vijaro, vimrutyuhu, vishokaha, vijigitsaha, apipasaha, Satya-kamaha, Satya-sankalpaha. Another thing, what we do, we plan on something, we start a startup or something, and that doesn't go well. We want to do something, we go and try to, create a farm and sow the seeds for a lot of paddy or wheat or something, and suddenly find that there's a flood and everything is gone. So our wishes are not satisfied in this world, but we want our wishes to be satisfied. So we need Satya-kamatva. Our wishes should be true. All these things we are looking because we are incomplete. And to understand and to get to this completeness, we have to go and understand the one cause of the universe, which is explained by the rishis as Eko Vashi, Nishkriyanam Bahunam. That Vashi is one who controls everything, and others get controlled. They really don't have any much of value of any activity. All the activity is created because of that universal one. He gives the activity to everything. That Ekam Bijam Bahuda Yakkaroti, that one who makes that seed, the original seed, that himself, into many. Tam atmastam ye anupashyanti dhiraha, tesham sukham shashvatam netaresham. Only the person who sees, and anupashyanti means continuously see that Brahman. Atmastam means that Brahman is within you. That Brahman is not like just a point in the Big Bang, it started and that's it, and we don't know where that point is. It's not like that. That Brahman has spread himself everywhere. He is within, he is alive, ever alive, available everywhere, like Antaryami, or he is Antaryami. Tamatmastam ye anupashyanti dhiraha, who constantly think of him, constantly realize him. Anu means continuously. Tesham sukham shashvatam na itaresham. Only those people will feel happy. Shashvatam means eternal happiness. So only the people who know that Brahman, that one, Sat, who is inside as Antaryami, their happiness is eternal, not for others. So people who are only stuck in wealth and pleasures only have temporary happiness, very limited happiness, not much. But for ultimate happiness, one has to understand that divine thing within us. And that divine thing is explained in the Bhagavad Gita as Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati. Just a second, please. I'm back. Ishvaraha Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati. That means that Lord is in the Hridaya, in the hearts of everyone. Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantrarudhani mayaya. We are like robots controlled by the Lord. That Lord is Krishnam Dharmam Sanatanam. Now I'm coming to the word Dharma. Krishnam Dharmam Sanatanam. That means eternal Dharma is Krishna himself. He is the nature of the cause, he is the cause, and that nature we call Dharma. And that Dharma is what keeping everything alive, keeping everything in order. Dharmo Vishwasya Jagataha Pratishtha. Dharma is the set of, the Dharma is what that makes everything alive. The stars, the universe, everything around us, our bodies, hearts, the blood circulation, the nature of our brain, mind, everything is kept alive by that Dharma, that is Krishna. Tasmat Dharmam Paramam Vadanti. That is why Dharma is said as very, very important, great, auspicious thing to understand. Any questions till now? Because till now we have given an introduction to Dharma. It is not the entire Dharma. This is the original Dharma. Original Dharma means Dharma has different names. We can say Stri Dharma, Purusha Dharma. We can say, Dharma of a pen, pen Dharma. So Dharma is nature of anything, but we are trying to understand the root of Dharma. The root is that. And everything else is secondary derived dharmas. Any question till now?
Can I ask a question, please? Rama here.
What's your name?
Rama.
Rama, okay, go ahead.
Then when you say Dharma is equivalent to Krishna, can we equate Dharma with moksha? I hope I'm clear.
No, moksha means release, right?
Yeah. So ultimately, Dharma leads to moksha.
Dharma leads to moksha. See, in that way, we can call it as Dharma is everything. That's why Krishnam Dharmam Sanatana means Dharma refers to everything, actually, in a way. So that is why Dharma is the Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma is the first Purushartha. That controls everything. In that sense, yes, you can say it.
Okay, thank you.
Krishna, just from the slide, I think we can simply substitute Dharma with Krishna and say, Krishna Vishwasya Jagatah Pratishta Tasmat Krishnam Paramam Vadanti, and so on.
Perfect. Yes, you can do it.
Yeah.
Ishvara Sarvabhutanam also like that. Krishna Sarvabhutanam Hridaya Arjuna Tishtati. Yes.
Yeah.
See, we are using terms here, right? Then then becomes a huge fight. I don't want this to go. Is Krishna higher or Vishnu higher? All this kind of this one we don't need. Krishna is a word term used, and then it's because it's an avatara. It's easy for us to understand Krishna with a form. But the Krishna refers to Matta Sarvam Pravartate. Matta Sarvam Pravartate means that Krishna refers to Atman, which is the cause of everything. The word Krishna is used easier for us to understand because of reference to Lord Krishna, who took an avatar 5,000 years or whatever 1,000 years ago, right? 3,000 years ago.
I wanted to avoid that. That's why I said from the slide we can simply replace instead of saying.
Right. Yeah. The Vedas basically talk about the term Atman, Brahman, Sat, Asat. All these are the terms used in the Vedas, by the way. The important point here is Tesham Sukham Shashvatam Netaresham. The eternal happiness is only for those people who realize the Brahman inside. This is important. Any other questions? So here we have given, can I continue?
Yes, Krishna.
Okay. So here we want to take a small step ahead and say, what is Satya? Satya is truth in a way. But we want to understand a little bit better about what Satya means. Let's look at Chandogya Upanishad. Satya in general is original cause of the universe, the truth. When we say truth, we have different ways of saying truth. Say, for example, oh, did he, did he come today? Yes, he came. So his coming is truth, or something like that. Simple thing that, did you see a tree? Yes, I saw a tree. This is truth. So truth can have different connotations. Here, the term Satya is generally used for the main meaning of it is regarding the cause of the universe, which is existence. And this is explained in Chandogya Upanishad by the terms Sat, Ti, and Yam. First of all, we need to realize, why are we talking about Satya? We were talking about Dharma, and now we are talking about Satya. Why? Because they are related. Satya refers to truth. Satya refers to, in fact, Satyasya Satyam, the only truth is Brahman. The rest is less true. So says who? Okay, now there's a question here. Is it just a casual question which just popped up? I just want to ask anyway. Who said Brahman is the real truth and the rest are less true? Who said? Any answers?
Bhishmacharya during Vishnu Sahasranama session.
Well, that's probably, you may be right. I don't know, right? But did he say Satyasya Satyam?
No.
So who said that ultimate Satyam is Brahman? And the rest are less true.
I think Ramanuja, right?
This is coming in Srimad Bhagavatam, I think, in one of the shlokas in Bhagavatam.
Actually, Ramanujacharya also says that. But Satyasya Satyam is a Upanishad statement. Satyasya Satyam, Pranavai Satyam, Eshami. So the thing is, this is another Upanishad. You can Google and find out the reference. Satyasya Satyam is a Upanishad statement. In that it says the true, there is the Jivas and Jada are less real than the original Brahman. So Brahman is the ultimate truth, and Jiva and Jada are less real. This comes close to what Shankaracharya says as the universe is unreal or Maya, right? This comes close, but I don't want to go there. This is just a fun subroutine. Don't take it seriously. Let's go back to the word Satya. Sat, Ti, Yam are three letters which Chandogya Upanishad separates out and says, Sat means Amritam, immortal. Immortal is that does not change. So we need to understand that. Suppose I saw a tree and somebody said, okay, if I cut this tree off and sell the wood, I'll make money. So he goes and cuts off the tree, takes out the roots and everything, and makes something out of the wood, furniture or something, and sells it and makes money. Now, what happened to the tree? The tree is gone. Now, can I say, is tree unreal or tree truth or untrue? Tree is a temporal truth, right? It is during this particular time, few hours ago, the tree was there, probably from the last 100 years ago when the tree started, from a seed. It existed till today, and now it's no longer exists. So temporary truths are also called Satya in a way. But really the original truth is Rita, the unchanging original force of this universe. The cause of the universe is known as Rita. That is why we say Ritam Natyeti Kinchana. That means nobody can cross the borders of Rita. That means Rita are the rules of this universe. Like how the planets are in orbits, like how the stars are doing their work. That natural rhythm in the universe. In fact, the word rhythm comes from the word Rita. The natural rhythm itself is known as Rita. That original Rita is also Satya. So the word Satya is used for the original cause, and that is Amritam, that is immortal in the sense that does not undergo change of any kind. This tree undergoes change. We undergo we undergo change, we become old and things like that. Our bodies undergo change. That original, unchanging, immortal truth is Sat. Now, think about T. T stands for mortal. Mortal is something which is mrityu, that is something which goes away. That which is not everlasting. Everything else we see is not everlasting. For example, we are mortal, we are changing, and also our experiences, like childhood experiences, it's gone. We had an experience, we may have a memory of it, but it's not there now. Our adult experiences may not be there. Again, we go further and say, okay, old age experiences, every day we experience things, and that is past. We don't get back those experiences. They are fleeting, momentary. And whatever we get out of it as happiness or this one, they're also fleeting. They're ever changing. So we are caught in this ever changing, fast moving life around us. There are electrons moving constantly in our bodies. Our body is aging. But what is not aging is something immortal within us. The original thing which is within us is Brahman, the Antaryami himself, and then we talk about Jiva. But we don't worry about the separation between Brahman and Jiva here. We know that we are surrounded by the Thi, the term Thi, which is mortal, and Sat is inside us. So both the eternal and non-eternal are sitting here, right here. We need to balance the yam. The yam is the thing which balances these two. That means we'll need to abide by the guidelines of this yam. That means we have to manage the totally eternal thing, Ananda, sitting inside us, and the changing, less real, passing things around us. But if you look at it, here is, we need to go deeper into this process to understand something more deeper. We'll go one step at a time. Any doubts about the Sat Yam here in this slide? Any doubts or questions regarding this? I guess no.
No, Krishna.
Okay. Now think about this. We know that we talked about Satya, which is the eternal, Ananda. That means that is the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That means we are seeking for happiness for some reason. All of us are seeking for happiness, from a worm to a human being, right? We are looking for eternal happiness. Like how we say, oh, we don't want an old age, we don't want this, we don't want this. We constantly look for, I can't deal with this headache. So we constantly look for something pure and blemishless happiness. Dharma is the thing which takes us to that happiness. So think about Dharma as a pathway, a bridge to Satya. That is where in some particular thing, I even remember a small statement called Satya Dharma, Yanishtaye. We see all these terms are used. We need to understand how they are used, because we, as young children, what we're forced to learn some stotras or some mantras, and we get them, but we don't really realize what we are saying, right? What are we muttering? That's why people lose interest regarding learning those shlokas. Here, Dharma means it is the bridge to Satya. It is the bridge to happiness. So if we follow Dharma, and now we have to figure out what Dharma is, but Dharma should be taken as a bridge to that Ananda. To know that Dharma, we need to know Jnana and Vijnana. That is the form of Jnana. Again, Jnana, original Jnana is Satya himself. That is Prajnanam Brahma. The Brahma is also the nature of Prajnana, or pure consciousness. We roughly say consciousness. The English word consciousness does not even refer to that Prajnana. You need a little bit of thinking to understand that Prajnana. But the idea here is Prajnana We need Vijnana also. Vijnana is that Brahman has become this universe, and we have to understand the different nature of that Brahman in this. And also Vijnana is a methodology to get there. The same thing is said by Lord Krishna, Jnanam te ham savijnanam idam vakshami asheshataha yajnatva nehabhuyonyat jnatavyam avashishyate. So he says, to achieve that Parabrahman, Brahma Sakshatkara, I'm going to give you Jnana and Vijnana. And other than that, you do not need to know anything beyond it. That's what Lord Krishna says in the 7th chapter. But if you look at if you go to the library or Google and look at books or something, you find so many books on dharma. You find what do you call Vaisheshika dharma, that dharma, Nyaya dharma. So many books you find. Why do you find those books? They're all human intelligence applied to some knowledge, explained in human terms. They might have done a good job, but many times they are more like presentations using intelligence, oratory, presentation skills, but they may not be grounded in Satya. Because to understand knowledge which is grounded in truth, Satya, that person has to be a Tattvajnani, like Lord Krishna, or something of that nature. Otherwise, this Dharma cannot be understood. So Dharma is hard. Our rishis know Dharma because they realize Dharma. And Dharma also, if it is a pathway, we obviously, don't jump off the bridge. Don't do this. There are a lot of vidhi and nisheda. That means do this and don't do this, right? That is Dharma. Dharma has a bunch of rules. But if you don't know where you're going, or if you're not even going anywhere, Dharma doesn't mean anything. Suppose for people who are interested in Artha and Kama, that is just money and pleasures, they don't want, what is this, wonderful eternal happiness. All I need is a good drink right now, and that would be, I'm very happy. If somebody says that, then they don't need Dharma. Dharma is needed if you know where you're going and what you want to do. And if you want to go achieve that ultimate happiness, you need to follow Dharma. Without following Dharma, you can jump off the bridge and never get to the destination. Dharma is important. Any questions on this?
I have a question. This is
Okay.
Arti.
Okay.
So Dharma, a few minutes back, you were saying Dharma is actually the one which sustains the universe, life
Right.
in universe. Dharma is
Correct.
equivalent to Krishna.
Correct.
And now you're saying Dharma is the path. So, I mean, are these like two different meanings for Dharma, or is Dharma both the goal and the means to the goal kind of thing? Or how
You're
do
right.
I interpret
Dharma
this?
is goal and the means to. So Dharma, only when you have Dharma in a context, you can understand Dharma, the word Dharma better. In general, if you look at, we are now learning about the eternal Dharma, the final nature of Dharma. That Dharma includes everything. It includes the path, it includes the goal, it includes the nature of things, and it includes what sustains everything. What sustains our breath, our body, our mind, the universe around us. Everything can be said as Dharma. So Dharma is a very complicated word. That's exactly why we don't have a translation of Dharma into any language. Maybe Pali, Prakrit and all, they have Dhamma. Dhamma is same as Dharma. That's only a broken Sanskrit, right? Pali and there are derivatives of Sanskrit.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Now, come to the next. The Dharma bridge is broken. It needs repair. See, this is the main point we need to understand. Normally, if we don't worry about anything, as we looked at the YouTube views and all, you don't have to tell anybody anything. Automatically, they go and get Artha and Kama, that is wealth and pleasures, they will automatically go get it. And for moksha, only a few people feel the hunger for moksha. Even other people don't even feel it. So here we need to understand what is the health. See, See, for example, suppose I say, I don't feel hungry nowadays. I can't eat. I won't stay and say, okay, I cannot eat means what? I don't need food. I don't have to work. I don't have to earn money. I'm going to save a lot of money if I don't eat. I won't say that. What I will do is, something is wrong with me. Hunger is natural for human beings. I need to go check with the doctor and say, what is wrong with me? I'm not hungry. So hunger itself is health. Good health is one has to be hungry. So health means samadoshaha. The kapha, vata, pitta, there's something about this, there are three things in our body, which is known as kapha, vata, pitta, related to the gunas. That they call it a samadoshaha. So they have to have that dosha balance. Only Ayurvedic people know more about it. I'm not going to go much out. You can Google and find out. Tamagnischa. Pancha Agni means there is prana, apana, vyana, samana, udana. There are 5 airs in our body, and that has to be balanced. Samadhatu. Dhatu means mamsa, asti, meda, like a muscle, bone, and other things. There are like 7 of them. Different parts of our body, and different maybe enzymes and all those things. They have to be in balance. If you go and check your blood, do a blood test, they'll say, oh, you need to have hemoglobin between 13% to 14% or something like that. Then you need to have this one, that. So when they look at it, if it is not normal, they say something is wrong with you. So swastha means our bodily activities, alimentary canal should be working. That's just physical. Body is not just that. Prasannendriya manaha. So the natural state of the mind is being happy. Our indriyas, the eyes, all these things should function normally. Eyes should be able to see properly. We should be able to hear properly. Our mind should be able to focus properly on the right things. Sometimes we don't focus on something. We'll be driving and focus on something else at work or something, and then we run a red light and get into an accident. This happens. That means mind is not working properly. So we need mind balance working properly, not defocused. Only then you are totally known as healthy. Swastha ityabhidiyate. Look at the word swastha in Sanskrit. It's so different from health. I don't even know what the original meaning of health is. But swastha means it is in its own true nature, like how the blood is working in the brain, blood, different parts of the body, the mind, intellect, and the self is also working properly the way it should be working. That is so what is the healthy condition of Atman? Our Jivatma needs health. And the health of Jivatma, how do you check it? Do you use a thermometer and apply and say, oh, okay, this is so many degrees centigrade, maybe you're healthy. That's not the way you look at the health of Jivatma. The nature of Jivatma might have gone wrong. And what is wrong? The nature of Jivatma is to be in 4 phases, not 3 phases. We are always stuck. Think about any time in your life. At least in my life, I cannot talk about your lives. At least in my life, I'm stuck in either wake state or dream state or sleep state. I'm not able to recover from these states. I can switch from wake state to sleep state, but I cannot get out of these continuous 3 states. I have to be in one of them. But the nature of Jivatma is actually to be in 4 states. The 4th state is Turiya. That means a state of samadhi where you can realize inner truths. You can realize yourself and you can realize Brahman right here, not after death, right here. That is a natural state of Jivatma. But we have lost that natural state of Jivatma. That is where the Dharma bridge is broken. It needs repair. Our rishis were able to go to the natural state of Turiya, Samadhi, and realize truth as it is. They did not have to listen to lectures. They don't. That is why they did not need any Zoom video conferencing. They would directly go and realize. This comes even in Mahabharata, when Bhishma was sitting, Bhishma was stuck with hundreds of arrows and he was sleeping on the bed of arrows. People said that, oh, we have lost our dharma. Our great person Bhishma is dead. If he is dead, how can we realize dharma? Since he has the capability to extend his life till Uttarayana Punyakala, where he will leave the body. Before he leaves the body, we should go learn dharma from him. That's what the Pandavas thought. And then Krishna also said, yes, we should go. Then the previous night when they went, they asked Bhishma, how are you doing? It's so sorry to see you in this bad state of sleeping on a bed of arrows with blood oozing out, totally tired. He said, yes, I'm not able to do anything. I'm extremely at a loss, emotionally, health-wise, everything. I'm losing blood and that's it. Then he asked, how, all these people are here to ask about dharma. He says, how can I do it? How can I do it? Then the very next day, just by looking at Lord Krishna, he says that, Smritir Labdha, he says, I got all the information I needed right within me. I did not go to a Library of Congress and then study all night. Just by mind became clean, I could realize everything as you see when the dirt is taken out of a river, the dirt settles. You can see the bottom of the river. You can see what was lost and what went and drowned there and then got stuck in the bottom. Similarly, the inner Parabrahman, inner Jiva and Parabrahman, all this nature came visually, it came clear to my mind, oh Lord Krishna, I can talk about dharma. He talks about dharma of every kind, 20, 30 pages of dharma, one of the master theses on dharma today available in Mahabharata. That condition of directly seeing truth is gone. That is the broken bridge. What we need to do is we need to fix the bridge. We need to clean up. We need to rebuild. This is dharma. So dharma is the methodology of getting back the realization of our Lord, realization of Jivatma also by some methods and practice. And this is what is the Prayoga Shastra, or the actual physical implementation knowledge. Practice, not just theory. All the Bhagavad Gita talks about practice, but we have to apply those. It talks about theory and application also, but we have lost those people who can really tell you about the nature of application, how to apply that in real life. So we have lost a lot of things. So even to get back to our original state of 4 stages, that is yoga stage, also within this lifetime, we have to work for it so that we can get back to Satyam, Jnanam, Amalam, Anandam, Anandam state, which is the true state of ours. Any questions on this slide? This is important.
Yeah, when did we lose this Turiya? And where is it mentioned? And where does it say that by doing dharma we can get it back?
See, the thing is, when did we lose this dharma or this nature? Probably very long time back. See, people say that in Krita Yoga, people didn't have to do anything. See, we will come to the Krita Yoga and everything. Thanks to Partha Srinivasan, he translated a Tamil work from Sri KSV about the yugas. We will talk about it in probably eventually in the next class or something. But the question is this: when did we lose it? Probably a long time back. Rishi-kala, if we talk about Rishi-kala, let's talk about this a little bit here, only a little bit, right? See, now all our mata kala, mata, the mata means the matas, different matas, is only in the last 1,250 years. Shankaracharya's time, from then we talk about most of these as matas, right? Shankara mata, Ramanuja mata, Dvaita mata, Achintya Veda mata, like that. Mata comes into even Shaiva matas also, right? That is Veera Shaiva mata. Or so those matas came as, mata means opinions. Personal opinion is mata. So these matas came only in the last 1,250 years. These are the Acharya-kala. Prior to that was Buddhism. The Bauddha Dharma was there at that time. That is more Buddhi-oriented, reason-oriented. That was about 1,000 years, something like that. Because if you go 1,250 years, that is 500 before BCE, 500 BCE to 750 BCE is something like 1,250 years, right? Prior to that was the 1,250 years of Rishi-kala. In the Rishi, the original, the Atri, Bhrigu, Kusa, all those Rishis supposed to have existed at that time. And then these Rishis could realize everything, like going to Turiya. So that is why Vedas were never, not a textbook written by somebody, somebody wrote it, and all the written portions of Vedas came much later. As I told earlier, Rishis were like this, this famous episode of Dakshinamurti. Dakshinamurti is an epithet of Shiva, Sarvajna. He was sitting there as a young person. The Rishis came in front of him, and they were the old Rishis with beards and things like that, crying and asking, look, what is the real truth? How can we find eternal happiness? And Dakshinamurti did not even utter a word. He was silent. He smiled. That's it. These people understood everything, walked away because they knew what he was saying. That means the original transmission of Dharma was not through writings or Upadesha, speech or lectures or something like that. This Upadesha, lecture and everything came late, that is a weaker method of transmission. The second, slightly higher level of transmission is Diksha transmission. Diksha transmission is Shaktipata. People call about different methods like Shaktipata and other things, where a guru who is an Atmajnani or something who can touch, like how Ramakrishna Paramahamsa touched Vivekananda and gave him Shaktipata. Some kind of initiation of that kind is known as Shaktipata, where there's a transmission of Atmajnana through touch. Some other, even through sight maybe. They say Ramanujacharya got initiation from Alavandar just through sight, because he did not sit down and learn under Alavandar. Okay, so the initiation could occur in different ways. And originally it was pure Mauna, and the Rishis could do it. And that is why when they realized the Vedas, Te dhyana yoganugata apashyan, they saw the mantras. These Rishis went to the fourth state and saw everything. They could see the Brahman, they could realize everything, they could see the nature of everything. And the whole thing, they could not transmit to the next generation of Rishis. After a couple of generations, the Rishis became weaker. So they had to write down. That is where we got all this Vedas, Vedangas, all the different Shastras, all this came later. The Shastras probably came in the after post-Rishi-kala, where the Yaska and all this Vedic Rishis wrote about how to understand Vedas and all those things. So roughly this is the time frame we're talking about. But that doesn't mean that there are no yogis today. That doesn't mean that there is no Atmajnani today. No. Somewhere they are hidden, very hard to find. We have number of what do you call examples of that kind. There are many great acharyas and people who have got divine knowledge within them, and they were doing yoga, and you know many of them. As you know, you can have many examples. So this bridge is not completely broken. There is some hope, but for the most, it's not as publicly available as internet or anything like that. Think about it. So this method of yoga and other things are hidden, only available to some people, and it's like how you do work for 25 years, 30 years to get a PhD in some metallurgy or some subject. Even Atma Jnana needs work, needs process, it's effort. And only a few people can get it, because not everybody is ready to receive Atma Jnana because of the nature of their body. Here where comes the sattva, rajas, tamo gunas, prakriti. Some people can focus better. Some people's mind just defocuses often, and they cannot control their minds. So if you think about all those problems, that is why Karma Yoga is superior in the sense that most people can do Karma Yoga because they don't have to focus their mind too much. Jnana Yoga is very difficult. Focus that too on non-material things, focus on an object which is non-material is very difficult. Hope I answered, and I think, deviating. Any more questions? Was the answer okay, or you still have questions? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Okay. Thought I lost it. Any other questions on this? So
I think we can continue.
yeah, so our Jivatma is constantly right now, many of us are having this disease of Jivatma. This disease needs to be cured. So now we go further and say, what kind of efforts are required to uplift our situation and try to understand Dharma in its original state. So Dharma is a set of efforts. We need efforts to go buy a car or a home or anything, right? You need to earn money and everything like that. Similarly, to get back the original state of our Jivatma, you need work. Dharmasya phalamichanti dharmam nichanti manavaha. This is a statement from, I think, Vyasa or somebody in Mahabharata maybe. People want the fruits of Dharma. That means well-being, realization, well-being here and hereafter, but they don't want to work for it. Question comes also, why is this so much Dharma an Indian concept? Why not Dharma a universal concept which can apply to any land, anywhere in the world? You can, but for some reason, this is our specialty really speaking, this is our specialty. You can compare, go compare, read everything about Old Testament, New Testament, the Torah, and you read about the Quran, Hadiths. You read all the dharmas, Buddhist dharmas, everything like that. You go read everything. But the amount of depth what our rishis has given and methodologies they have given to achieve dharma, not many other systems also have a lot of good. I'm not putting the other systems down. They're all mati dharmas. They're great things from every part of the world. But the depths at which rishis have gone is very high. Only when somebody impartially looks into it will understand. And if they find, because it's such a complex subject, if they find value in any dharma, in Islam or in Christianity or in Buddha dharma or in any dharma, if they find value, that is fine. Who am I to stop it? Or who am I to even comment on it? I am zero, I'm nothing to comment. But what our Vedas and Shastras and everybody said is the rishis had a special capability. Rajastamo bir nirmuktaha tapojnana balenaye. These rishis were devoid of rajastamo gunas, passion and what do you call ajnana. Tamo guna is ajnana, right? Nirmuktaha tapojnana balena vai. They had the shakti of tapas and bala, jnana bala. This kind of tapas has gone down, but they had it. Esham trikalam amalam. These people didn't have it in 1 second or here and there. Trikalam amalam, or 24 hours a day, forever. These people have eternal knowledge. Avyahatam sada. Their knowledge did not go through waxing and waning. They didn't lose their mind. They had constant vision, constant knowledge. Aptaha shishtaha vibuddhaha. Aptaha means they are very dear to us. They did not give money. They did not ask for money. They did not give knowledge only because somebody paid the fees or somebody gave the money. They might have tested, tested the student for the sincerity, right? They might have tested and said, look, for example, this the Janushruti, the story of Janushruti. The Janushruti figures out that two birds go there and say, oh, Janushruti is no good. Raikwa is a better guy. The Raikwa, then this Janushruti thinks, okay, we need to learn under the Raikwa. He falls at the feet of Raikwa. Then Raikwa, even insults him, Uttishta Shudra. He says, hey, get out, man. What do you know? Shudra means it is not negative, by the way. Uttishta Shudra means Chucha Ramate iti Shudraha. Such a great king you are crying in front of me, shoka. You have dukkha. The Shucha Ramate, even that shoka in you is shining. Oh king, get up. That it is not a insult, by the way, please understand that. And the king says, okay, I'm going to give you half of my kingdom and even my daughter to get married for you. Just to test, this guy said, oh, give it to me, give it to me. But the king was ready. Because the king was ready, then Raikwa thought, this person needs to be taught because he's ready to give up all his wealth, anything it belongs to him, to learn this Brahma Vidya. So he teaches a Vidya to that person. Apta Shishta Vibuddhaste Tesham Vakyam Asamshayam Satyam. The words of rishis are unmistakably true. Without Tamo, Rajastamo Gunas, how would they speak? How would they have errors in their speech? Because they are pure. So this is the state rishis went, and this is the state we need to be, we need to get, so that we can achieve, understand, realize Brahman right here. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga are all methods to achieve Brahman right here, Atma Jnana right here, achieve Jivatma Sakshatkara and Paramatma Sakshatkara right here, not after death. Okay, we will continue. It's already now 10:20. So we don't want to go further. Good to stop here. We will continue in the next class. But if there are any questions now regarding what we have taught today, please go ahead and ask. You can ask any question. Why did we pick up this subject this way? Why did we not go directly into Varnasrama Dharma and Swadharma and other things? You can ask any question you want.
Krishna, this is Srinath.
Okay.
In the very first slide, the very first sentence you wrote, we have to unlearn the Dharma concept that is already in us. So how do we do that?
Understand and learn what was said today. Then you will know that, see, we should not, see, if you go to newspaper and read Dharma and all those things, and read Dharmas from so many people, you will get different meanings of Dharma. And they are all restricted meanings. they only talk about, Sri Dharma, something. Somebody would be talking about only Vaishya Dharma, Shudra Dharma, Kshatriya Dharma, Brahmana Dharma, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So you see, for example, Varnasrama, the moment I utter Brahmana, Shudra, Kshatriya, Vaishya, people think that, oh my God, Krishna is filled with racism. He's a racist. If we have this attitude, we will never learn what the truth is. We have to go beyond. We have to go beyond and say, these are terms in Sanskrit. They have deep meaning. Brahmana is Brahma Anati iti Brahmana. That person who realizes Brahman or who was already going towards Brahman is Brahmana. What does it mean? It's not anybody we're talking about here today. It doesn't refer to anybody here. You have to unlearn what normally people think, what you get in the internet, what people talk about, what they talk about caste system and that and this. You have to unlearn. You have to forget them. You have to think about what is the original message of the rishis, what was it, and why it is today in this state. We can understand that. We need to understand why it is broken. And it's broken in 1,000 ways, not just one way.
I have another question. This is Arti.
Okay.
So actually, I understand that you are giving more importance to learning the truth as it is. So in one sense, my question is, like, do we really have to know the truth as it is in order to achieve? I mean, my question is really very silly, actually, I realize it, but still I want to ask because learning this truth is also very hard. You're also explaining that. I mean, it is not easy to understand and realize this. So is it really something that we have to pursue in our life, which is like my lifetime is going to be limited and like, I mean, for all of us in the sense.
Good question.
So
yeah, see,
how much, yeah.
Good question. See, the thing is, it becomes personal, right? Totally personal. They see, nobody can create hunger in anybody else. Somebody may be hungry to learn all these things. Somebody may not. Somebody may be hungry, but their life will not may not allow them to learn. They may be stuck in situations in life, time constraints, family constraints. Many things may be. This is not a 100-meter sprint we're talking about. Yes. It's a lifelong running race. It's not even a marathon from 26 miles. It is 75 years of running.
Yeah.
Right?
So the question is, like, do we really need to know this in order to go to God, like have the Bhagavan realization or something? Or is it really mandatory, or will it happen automatically even if you're trying to do bhakti? I don't know. I'm just thinking like...
Let me ask you a question. See, this is a very hard question, but I'll try to answer it in a different way. Say, let's open the question and say, so it's not necessary because it's too difficult. We are unable to do it. Say it's not necessary. Assume that it's not necessary. What? Then what?
Yeah, then I still want to do something. So again, it's becoming like the definition of dharma maybe, because I still want to go to the ultimate like goal, dharma. But how am I going to do it? I mean, is this the only way that I have to learn the truth and then do it? Or is there some other easy way? Something more like that. So what can I do?
Everybody, see, the thing is, so the thing is, in our, each of our Siddhantas, Ramanuja Siddhanta, Ramanuja Sampradaya, there are different methods. There are different methods and say that, okay, what do you call now? We cannot do this. So we have to surrender to the Lord. And that is a method, they say. So what does it mean?
So does that mean that I don't have to know all these truth and understand all these things if I'm surrendering?
See, the question comes up then, okay, this is not, is it necessary to read Bhagavad Gita? We are going to just go surrender and that will be the end of it. Is there any need after this point? We'll just go find a good Acharya and then say, I'm going to surrender to Lord. And then after that point, do we really need to know Bhagavad Gita? Let me tell you in a different way. Ramanujacharya, when he was so old, when in the Sharanagati Gadya, there is a discussion. At the end, Atraiva Shirange Sukamasva, Sharirapata Samayetu Kevalam. See, I'm looking for a particular thing. Sada evam Bhakta. That
Dvayam Arthanasandhanena
Sada evam Bhakta. Right?
Yeah.
Dvayam Arthanusandhanena. Once you do Prapatti also, they have to continuously remember the nature of the Dvaya mantra. The meaning of the Dvaya mantra, what it realize the meaning, remember the meaning, and continue to realize it. Arthanusandhena, Sada evam Bhakta. He could have said, you're an old man of almost 119 years old, Ramanujacharya. You don't have to say, you say once in 6 months, it's okay. No, he didn't say it. Lord said to him, Sada evam Bhakta. 24 hours he should continue. Atraiva Shirange Sakamasva. Live in a place which is amenable, which is a good place where you get the right Sangha or the community support for you to be in the state or continue to get to moksha. So what it is there are different questions. I don't want to raise different questions of Prapatti here. Again, we will go out to a different thing. Maybe personally I will talk to you. It all depends on personal interest. In the sense that, why do you need to do Bhagavad Gita? And once I do Prapatti, do I really need to do Sandhyavandam then? It comes to everything. See, this Prapatti Dharma need to be understood properly. What is Prapatti? And if once Prapatti is done, why? He should not have any problems. Afterwards, there is nothing to do. Why is Uttara Kritya there? Uttara Kritya means even after Prapatti, somebody has to continuously think and do japa, tapa, whatever it is of Dvaya mantra. Is that simple? So, so to understand the significance of Prapatti, to understand what Prapatti is really, we need to understand everything. There is no shortcut. We can say, okay, I cannot understand, I don't want it. It's okay. Then what is going to happen is, if God will, if that person, if he's so lucky, and or if they have that bhakti in the Lord may give all knowledge from within itself, without any help, without any effort. It's possible. So that's an open question in a way.
Okay.
See, here what we're trying to do is we're trying to understand what exactly Lord Krishna said. We are also going to the level saying, what Krishna said, is it exactly what Ramanujacharya explained to us, number one, right? And is it what we are hearing today after 700, how many years? Something like 700, 800 years, something like 1,000 years. After 1,000 years, are we actually understanding what Ramanujacharya said about Bhagavad Gita? And how is it trickling down to the dharma we are following today of any kind? Maybe somebody are doing Prapatti Dharma, somebody is doing some other Dharma, it doesn't matter. How is it? See, this is only theoretical understanding of Bhagavad Gita. And in practice, how we personally take depends on our own thirst and personal life. Because maybe one of us or many of us, maybe except me, everybody may be already realized. And they don't need to do anything. They will just get, I don't know. So each of us have to look for their own answers. And in fact, one of my gurus, Sri Kesvi, said, people talk about mass methodologies. He says, every one of us is stuck in our own body and mind. We have to find our path for ultimate happiness. Unless each of us find it by themselves and realize it that they're finding their happiness, how do we know where we're going?
Krishna,
Yes?
may I share an opinion here?
Please.
with respect to Arthi's question.
Yes.
It is like this. You bought a lottery ticket, you got that $50 million prize. You've not yet encashed it. You're starting to think about it and you're excited. You're starting to think, where am I going to encash this, that, how am I going to spend it? That's the stage of this Uttrakritya. Having done Bharanyasa, having not left the body yet, you start asking all these questions, trying to understand all these things. What is Dharma? What is Satya? What is who am I? What is the nature of Brahman? What is the nature of Vaikuntha? And all that stuff. That's how I frame this in my head.
See, to be truthful here, I didn't want to bring it, but because you asked several times, I know you have asked a similar question before this. I want to give a slightly better answer because I don't want to give confusion here. What Ramanujacharya says is, Asya samsara mochanam prapatti mantarena nopapadyate. So in the modern, if you want to take it in the Sampradayik sense, without Prapatti, one cannot get released from this samsara of births and deaths. So the Acharya, Ramanujacharya has clearly said Prapatti is essential for everything. So Prapatti is very essential. That will give the path. So we have to trust and go. That is fine. So there is nothing wrong with the system of what we are following in Ramanuja Dharma or Sri Vaishnava Dharma is not at all wrong. In that sense, we're not saying it. But I'm only saying about what the Rishis said. Rishis said, every day you have to have an experience of samadhi. If you remember, just go check out somebody who is doing Aradhanam. There is a mantra which says, Nityam samadhi kusumaihi apunarbhavaya. This is the term used there. Where it says the mantra starts with Khastitam Pundarikaksham Mantramurtim Harim Smaret. That means, Hari, you are a Mantramurti. By uttering the mantra, your body itself is mantra. Shraddha Nadi Vimala Chitta Jala Abhishekaihi. I'm not just giving an abhisheka with just ordinary materials like tulasi and flowers and all. Shraddha Nadi, my interest and Shraddha is the water, is the river. Shraddha Nadi, Vimala Chitta, mind which is pure, that is the water. The pure mind is the water. Vimala Chitta Jala Abhishekaihi. That is my meditation on you. Nityam Samadhi Kusumaihi. These flowers are Samadhi. Every day I offer my Samadhi to you. In the sense that my total dhyana to you. So people who are good in dhyana, they should, this is a daily prayer. Why should they put this daily prayer in as a daily routine for Shiva Vaishnavas? Yes, they have done Prapatti and all those things. Why are they still doing Aradhanam every day? Why should they do? In that, they have to do Manasika Aradhana. Manasika Aradhana is dhyana. Dhyana is meditation. So meditation means all these things. We can always do fake Aradhanam. And then walk away. See, everything is Shraddha, interest. We have to have steady interest. If we don't have interest today, we have to develop interest someday, right? See, Prapatti is good, but we have to see how, let's try to understand Prapatti more seriously, right? In Kadaham, in Ramanujacharya says in Prapatti in the I think this is the third one, that is Vaikuntha Gadya. Kadaham Bhagavantam Narayanam Mama Kulanatham Mama Kuladhanam Mama Bhogyam Mama Petaram Mama Mataram Mama Sarvam Sakshat Karavani Chakshusha. He asked, when am I going to realize actually this Kuladhanam, my wealth of my family, my father, my mother, my everything? When am I going to realize Sakshat, by actually realize this Parabrahman? When am I going to? So once the Prapatti is done, the person should transform to become like Ramanujacharya. are we doing it? If not, why not? So everything, so are we doing the japa of the dvayamartanu sandhanena sada evam bhakta? Are we doing it? If not, why not? Are we realizing the meaning of dvayam? If not, why not? So for every person, we have to fill the blank and say, if there is path broken, if what do you call, if the dharma is broken, we have to fix it, right? Fix needs efforts. Yes, there is a slightly different view on it. Some people may say swapravritti nivrittireva moksha, like Prapatti, swapravritti nivritti. That means regarding Prapatti, you should give up all your own activities. Completely, you should give up everything. What does it mean? Swapravritti nivritti comes when you are totally surrendered. In the Phaladasha, once you are completely surrendered and you are one with the person, then there is nothing you should do because you have done everything you can do. The Swapravritti nivritti becomes more like a Phaladasha, but initially there is the Dharma, there is an effort. So Dharma is effort. There is the Dharma required. In Prapatti, you give up everything. So some people say it is see, again, now we are going into Tengalai and Vadagalai, different schools of Prapatti and how they take it. It doesn't matter how you take it, but it is not as simple as we think. That doesn't mean that it is not very hard. It's so hard that you should give up. No, not like that. Get a guidance from a good Acharya and you will find out. So,
thank you. Thanks for the response.
But in other words, we study Bhagavad Gita to understand. Why are we trying to study Bhagavad Gita? We are trying to understand the sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam praja aham tva sarva papebhyo moksheshami mashacha. What is the real meaning of this verse? We say that is the Charama Shloka, which is an important mantra in some of the systems, in the Ahobila Matam and all those kind of systems, and even probably even in some, I don't know about different schools of Sri Vaishnava, they Dvayam, in addition to Dvayam, they do the Sarvadharman Parityaja Japa. And they also do Japa on, some people do 4 different Japas, Mola Mantra, Dvayam, and Charma Shloka. These 3 are done, most of the people do these 3. And there's a 4th mantra on Shri, that is also being done in every day. Why are we doing this? What is the meaning? That is what we are trying to realize in Bhagavad Gita. So even if we get, oh my God, I'm unable to do all these things, and the Shokam Varnam, Abdina, we should feel bad that, oh my God, I'm not able to follow what is being said. Even that Shokam is enough. That Shokam will generate Bhakti in you, and the Shokam will take you to the Lord. So at least we should feel that we are not really doing what things we're supposed to do. And that's good. Someday God will help. Someday Acharyas will help. We should not be afraid of anything. There is a path, and our Acharya, we are lucky to get this path from Ramanujacharya, and there is no issue. Be happy.
Thank you.
Namaskaram, Krishna. If there is a few minutes, Krishna ji, this is Radha. Yeah, real quickly, my understanding is that we do the Prapatti. All these 3 paths are there, the Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. But once we do it, we are trusting that Lord Narayana will hold our hand and take us there. So it's the path and it's the means and the end to reach. And we do Bhakti Yoga, we do Bhakti, not yoga. We do Bhakti so that we are thinking of him constantly. So we are reading scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, we are doing all the 9 ways of doing Bhakti, devotion to Lord Narayana, so that he knows that for sure that's what we are looking for to attain the moksham. And he is holding us, he is willing to take us once we have surrendered and done the Prapatti. But we should continue to keep doing the Bhakti, and that is the reason we are studying all this and understanding to make ourselves better and better. So when he is pure, we want to try to get as pure as we can, close to him.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you.
This is all correct. See, doing Prapatti is correct. I'm not against anything like this. Please don't take that. What I'm saying is I'm trying to understand the true view of our rishis. And why? See, if we say that everything is okay, there is no disease for us, we are fine. That means, what do you call, we become just like anybody else, like who is just doing Artha, Kama, Paraha. Artha and Kama. If they're doing it, how different are we? But if we know that there is a disease and we can fix it, the Rishi's view of it is every day person can realize God right here. He can feel, touch God, like our Namayvars, like Namarvar or people. If we are not there yet, we have to feel bad and say, when can I get it? And then, what am I doing wrong today? Can I? So even post Prapatti, there is some kind of sadhana. It is not like I've done with Prapatti, then I can do whatever I want to do because God is going to take care of me. So I have nothing to do. See, this is some kind of a view from some people which is not very, to me, it doesn't sound that right.
Yeah, the reason that we do that is because we are not able to do the other path completely. And there is no way we can clearly understand them to do them correctly to reach that way. And for Sri Vaishnava, Ramanujacharya has given us this opportunity to do the Prapatti and go in this path, but also follow the Bhakti as
You're
after
right.
doing that. Yeah,
you're right. So see, the thing is, after doing Prapatti, what one should feel is, look, am I getting closer to, in the Rahasya Traisara, Vedanteshika, and even probably Pillai Lokacharya, other people say, there will be some internal indication saying that you're moving in the right path. God will show you something in your life which will help you think that, oh, I'm going in the right path. He shows the lights, the milestones on the way towards Lord. So we have to look for those milestones in our life and constantly be in the right path and constantly stay away from the bad paths. So all these things are still responsibilities, still we are around here, right? Just
yes.
like how we wake up and do many things, work and do things like that, we have to always also clean our path towards what we have done as Prapatti. We have done Prapatti already means, well, what should I be doing at this point? And if I don't have, is there a method to start understanding Lord better?
Yes.
All these are important. So I'm not at all, this is the right path. Nobody is going on the wrong path here. Ramanuja Siddhantam is very, very correct. Ramanuja Sampradaya is very correct. There is no doubt about it. But we are trying to understand deeply different things. When you understand Bhagavad Gita in depth, that to Dharma in depth, we have to find out what our rishis said. And if you look at the Upanishad literature everywhere, it talks about Atra Brahma Samashnute. Right here, he achieves Brahman. In fact, in the next shloka also, I'll tell you so many shlokas from the Upanishads. Kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmana maikchat avritta chakshuho amritatvam icchanna Kathopanishad. Everybody looks outside for the outside world, but rarely a person goes inside and understands and realizes Brahman within. So if you look at entire Rishi literature, the Upanishad literature, Veda literature, it's all about realization here, here, here. So, but our Sampradaya has taken, it's not possible to immediately realize, so the thing is we will take a different path. So our Sampradaya has taken a slightly different view on it because it's general purpose and our Acharyas are very kind so that everybody in this universe, whatever, no matter what level, where they come from and what mental status, family status, age, whatever, right? Everybody can achieve moksha, and that's why our acharyas have given these methods. But obviously, it's hard for me to believe that I'm experiencing Lord as we go, like Namarvar has done. So there would definitely, in my mind, there would be always some kind of feeling that I want to be like Namarvar. I want to be like somebody like our acharyas. So constantly see every day if I can find that light. And God has still not opened his eyes. maybe he will do it, but I will look forward for it. So this Kadaham Bhagavantam Narayanam Mama Kulanatham Mama Kuladhanam Mama Bhogyam Mama Mataram Mama Pitaram Sakshat Karavani Chakshusha. When will I realize God? Every day Ramanujacharya, we need to say this Vaikuntha Gadya every day. If we really feel it, we have to feel at least the want that we need to be near our Lord. And when will I realize? When this is a good thing to have. There is nothing wrong in searching and constantly be looking for this. Think about it and let me know if you don't like it, or you talk to anybody you know. Find the right answers. There are better acharyas than me. Obviously, I'm just a person learning, so I may have a lot of wrong views. As far as I know, this is what I believe in and I want to say. I will never say something I don't believe in. I believe in this, I tell you. See, because, okay, you push me to the corner now. I'm going to tell you a little bit more. I have done Prapatti a long time back, and this is on record. This is on YouTube. But I did have, in the sense that when am I going to achieve God? When am I, one thing I felt that this whole kind of Prapatti is after the death, one gets some value. I definitely felt that I want value right now, right here. Instant gratification, simple. So I always will be looking for it till I die. As simple as that. I don't want to say more, but this is my nature. I'm not going to say something which I don't feel. I'm not going to say something, I'm not also, am I supporting Thengala view, I'm supporting Vadagala view, I'm supporting Ramanuja view, or I'm supporting Deshkar view, or Modalayandan view, or this. I just could not care anything about that. What I care is whether it affects my life here or not. My question is very simple. Have I achieved Brahmajnana? Have I achieved Sriman Narayana's direct vision? No. Then I need to go further. That's all my view about it is. And please try to find out your lives, your views, and your search. So everybody's search is independent.
Thanks for the honest answer. Thank you.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Gurubhyo Namaha. Asmat Paramam Gurubhyo Namaha. Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Parabrahmane Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.